ang pag-Facebook Live ng tinderang ito sa Rizal. Sinusubaybayan niya ang pagbibenta nito ng gulay.
Magaling ma'am, kahit wala kayong pera o pautahin kayo, pangpagana daw sa pagbibenta para maanim naman yung mga tao.
Kaya laking gulat niya nung nalamang sa live stream nitong January 16, ang tindera biglang binaril sa ulo.
Gulat ako ama, tinignan ko, patay na daw, may umiiyak.
Nakita ko yung bata, pinasilid na yung dugo na may mukha.
Si Mery parang binuhusan ng malamig na tubig sa kanyang napanood. Hindi lang daw kasi siya simpleng follower lang. Ang pina-follow niya kasing tindera na binaril sa ulo,
Anak niya.
walang iba kundi ang kanyang sariling anak.
Oh.
Parang bumatay ng manok. Sana pagdasal sana. Yung ginawa.
Isang krimen, isang live. Tumbukin natin ang misala
Oh my God.
sa pinakamakapangyarihang ebidensya. Matapos ang pamamaril, ang gunman agad na umiskapo. Habang ang tindera na si Laika, sinakluluhan ng kanyang amo na si Daisy, parehong mga hindi nila tunay na pangalan.
Ang sakit, makita mo yung bata na parang akala mo ba may binakit.
Yun nga lang, hindi raw agad nakaresponde ang mga barangay tanod.
Hindi naman basta-basta tumusugod yung mga tao natin. Kina-clarify lang muna kung ano yung mga nangyari.
Wala rin daw agad pumayag na tricycle driver na magdala sa biktima sa ospital sa takot na bumalik ang gunman at madamay sila.
Buti may naawa na isang tricycle rider na isinakay yung bata.
Task force natin nakakuha ng tricycle.
Nung dumating siya dito actually, dead on arrival ko.
Oh.
Dito po niya, magang-magana. Ay, parang tumigil yung mga dugo sa ulo. Pinapili po ako sa dalawa. Kung re-revive po, hindi na po.
Nag-resuscitate po sila. May heartbeat po tayo. Ang problema po, mababa. Mukhang malubha po talaga.
Ang bala kasi na tumama kay Laika, hinihinalang tumagos sa kanyang ulo.
Ang dadaanan po kasi niyan is utak. Nakakabit po sa method since hindi po gising yung pasyente. Yung machine is helping her breathe and then the medications are supporting her functions.
Samantala, bagamat hiwalay na ang mga magulang ni Laika na sina Eddie at si Maricel, hindi niya rin tunay na pangalan, mula Isabela, dali-dali silang lumuwas pa Maynila para makita ang kanilang anak.
Sobrang sakit. Di pa ako naniwala noon. Nung napanood ko, doon na ako sumigaw at hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko.
Hello, good
Nakausap
evening.
ko po siya tuwing gabi, umaga. Bawat oras po, gumaling ka na para sa anak mo.
Si Laika, panganay sa 3 magkakapatid.
Hindi madamot na pagbigay ng bata. Mapagmahal. Mapagbiro sa akin para kami magkapatid.
Para makatulong sa pamilya na masukan siya sa tindahan ni Daisy sa Taytay sa Rizal taong 2021.
Yung pamangkin ko, girlfriend siya. Kaya yung bata napunta sa akin. Nag-iwalay din naman sila basta nakilala niya yung bagong partner niya ngayon. Hindi na rin sila umalis sa bahay, na rin siya nagganap. Sabi niya na yun, basta pa once na magtitinda, nakalive siya.
Dahil maaasahan sa tindahan, nakuha raw ni Laika ang loob ng kanyang amo na si Daisy.
Parang magtutulong dito ko yung bata na yun. Kasi lahat ng aspeto, tinutulungan niya ako. Sa lahat ng negosyo ko siya ang pinagkakatiwalaan ko.
Maaasahan daw na tauhan si Laika. Katunayan, nang nahuli raw ni Daisy, ang dati niyang live-in partner na si Mike, hindi rin niya tunay na pangalan, na may ibang babae, dinamayan siya at inalalayan ni Laika.
Yung anak ko kasi, lahat ng cellphone ng hawak-hawak niya, lahat alam niya ang password. Kasi yung anak ko ang gumawa lahat ng Facebook nila. Siyempre, yung awa niya, babae, tingnan mo nga kung ano yung malaman na sa cellphone ni papa mo. Yung anak ko naman, siyempre, titignan niya. Doon sila natitiklop. Yung mga message na ng mga babae, yun na doon.
Pero sino nga ba ang may lakas ng loob na bumaril kay Laika kahit pa sa gitna ng mataong lugar? habang siya'y naka-live. Balikan natin ang mga nakuna ng live video mismo ni Laika. Bandang alas 4 ng hapon, itong January 16, nagsimulang mag-live ang tindera.
Guys, ako ng paninda. Marami kasing namimili ng araw na yun. Ikot ako sa bed.
Mag-aalas 6:30 ng gabi, nahagip sa CCTV ang paglapit ng lalaking ito kay Laika na nakamask at may suot pang sombrero. May hinugot ito sa bulsa. Ilang sandali pa,
Ay narinig na akong toto.
si Laika biglang binaril ng lalaki sa ulo.
My God.
Ang
Yeah,
comment
please
ng
do
live
like, share, and
video
subscribe.
ang siya ay yung pinakamatibay na ebidensya ng mga pulis laban sa suspect.
Nagkaroon po tayo ng identification mismo po doon sa pangyayari.
Ayon sa investigasyon ng PNP, ang suspect hindi lang pala isang beses nahagip sa kamera, kundi 3 beses. Panoorin natin. Sa unang buha, makikita itong dumaan sa likod ni Laika. Pagkalipas ng halos 4 na minuto, makikita naman itong nakatambay sa tindahang kaharap ng pwesto ni Laika. At panghuli, nung isinatuparan na niya ang maitim niyang bala,
Humanap lang siya ng pagkakataon na ang biktima po natin ay nakatalikod.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's being...
Fled on foot, ma'am, ang suspect po natin that time.
Posibleng na taga diyan siya or kabisado niya yung lugar na yan. Kasi kaya diyan siya tumakbo kasi kung doon siya, maaaring matrap siya ng mga tao.
ang suspect kahit na may mask at sombrero, namukhaan daw.
Mismo pong may-ari ang nag-confirm. Na-identify niya po mismo yung dati po niyang kinakasama.
Walang iba kundi si Mike.
Dahil po ata sa pamukha, kaya nag-iwalay po sila. Kasi siya lang po kasi nagsusumpo sa nanay niya na kung may ginagawa yung tatay niya ng hindi maganda.
Unang silang naghiwalay sa anak ko po, binigay yung 6 na negosyo ng mamamamahan niya. Siyang nangangasiwa. Siyang pinagkatiwalaan. Alam ko na may ipon sila. Nung binuksan na daw, wala na daw po. Pero ang laman niya po daw, mga papel. Ang pinagala na kumuha ng pera ng suspect, may isip na talagang ayaw na niya kanya. Kasi 20 times daw na niloko ng asawa niya at pinagnakawan ka na.
Si Daisy, tumanggi munang magbigay ng anumang pahayag tungkol dito. Samantala, nitong January 17, nagsagawa ang PNP ng hot pursuit operation at natimbog nila ang suspect.
Taga.
Si Mike nakapiit ngayon sa Taytay Rizal Municipal Police Station.
Alaman po natin na ang suspect po ay nasa Amono. Hindi po natin na-recover ang baril na ginamit po doon po sa mangyayari. Maraming po itinatanggi po ng ating suspect na yung pangyayari na hindi daw po siya ang gumawa. As of January 22 po, lumabas na po ang resulta po ng ating paraffin test sa suspect. Ito po ay negative. Ito pong paraffin test po natin ay pumapabor po sa suspect, subalit hindi naman po ito nangangalagan na wala na po kaso na may sasampu po sa kanya. Kaso pong isinampa natin sa suspect ay frustrated murder. Pwede po ito umanik sa murder kung sakali pong may mangyari mo pong hindi maganda sa ating pong victim.
Sinubukan naming hinga ng panayam ang suspect pero tumanggi siya.
Anong ginagawa sa kanya sa ako? Hindi, binaril niya po sa ulo. Sana, habang buwan na po makulong. So sino bumalas sa asawa ko?
Sana, nung bumalis na, kapulungan sana akong buhay sa loob para pagtos namin yung kasalanan.
Ito lang Biyernes, si Laika tuluyan ng binawian ng buhay.
Mahirap talaga ma'am. Kami namang di ako ng condition sa dibdib namin. Kung nang kabigatan, tatanggap namin.
Nanawagan po ako na sana magtulungan yung aming anak. Kasi po, walang-wala po kami.
Hindi alam ni Laika na ang huli niyang paglalay hindi lang para sa paninda, kundi para rin sa hustisya.
Loy.
Thank you for watching mga kapuso. Kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video ito, subscribe na sa GMA Public Affairs YouTube channel And don't forget to hit the bell button for our latest updates.
After challenges, you bounce back stronger. Now, your damaged hair can too. New Dove Peptide Bond Repair with Bioprotein Care reconstructs up to 90% of hair bond strength.
Hello, good evening.
Sa Lapu-Lapu City sa Cebu, may kakaibang paandar ang lokal na pamahalaan. Hindi ito raffle, pero may papremyo. Promo ito para sa mga hindi pa tuli. Kung ikaw ay 20 anyos pataas, 10,000 pesos ang iyong iuuwi. At kung senior citizen ka na, mas malaki-laki ang gantimpala, 20,000 pesos. Tuli na, may pera ka pa.
Masakit ang hapde at parang fulfillment.
Nag-start itong cash incentives noong 2023. Importante yan health-wise na pagpatuloy sila.
Isa sa mga kumasa sa hamon, ang 20 anyos na anak ni Reynaldo na si John Rel.
7 years old po, sinubukan namin. Talagang nag-50 class, iyak ng iyak. Natatakot siya. Palagi siyang binubuli ng mga bata dito na supot daw.
Pero nitong Martes, si John Rel pumayag ng patuli.
Parang nag-challenge siya sa pamakin niya ba?
Kaya si John Rel natuli na, nag-uwi pa ng instant 10,000 pesos.
Sobrang saya niya. Sabi niya, bibili na siya ng bahay. Hindi aabot yan. Ang plano namin, pabiling school supply.
Pero ang big winner daw talaga sa Operasyon Tuli, si Lolo Alfonso na 68 anyos na.
Hindi ko matulog dahil takot ako sa matalim. Tumakbo ko. Kaya tumanda ako. Ako ko magpatuloy. Nakaroon ako ng parte noon. At nilagramo siya sa akin. Ba't hindi ka nagpa-circumcision?
Mag-isa na lang ngayon sa buhay si Lolo. Kaya nung nabalitaan niyang makatatanggap ng 20,000 ang mga senior citizen na magpapatuli, hindi na siya nagpatumpik-tumpik pa.
Natsalin ko, nagpa-circumcision ko dahil ako naglapo. Hindi man support. Mga 30 minutes yata. Masakit, tiniis ko lang.
Pag tumatanda na po tayo, mas matigas na po ang balat po. Doon sa area po na yun, in general. Prone po ito sa infection.
Kaya si Lolo Alfonso nakatanggap ng tumataginting na 20,000 pesos.
Gamitin ito araw-araw pangailangan.
Bago pa man daw dumating ang Kristyanismo sa Pilipinas, ang pagtutuli daw, tradisyon na, yun ang simbolisan ng masculinity, ng katapangan. Natiis mo yung sakit.
Ang 22 anyos na si Mark, niya tunay na pangalan, mula sa bayan ng Palo sa Leyte, may pinakatago-tagong sikreto. Si Mark kasi hindi pa tuli.
Nagsinungaling po ako sa family ko po na tuloy na po ako. Tatakot po akong sabihin na supot.
Makailang beses naman daw niyang sinubukang magpatuli, pero hindi ito matuloy-tuloy dahil si Mark hindi pa yung tinatawag na kagpos.
Yung pinaka-foreskin, pag hinila mo siya patalikod, napupull back mo na siya. Pag hindi siya na-retract, tas dumidikit siya sa tip, madalas po masakit po ito.
Natatakot po akong malaman po ng karelasyon ko. Baka po makipaghiwalay po siya sa akin.
Si Mark naniniwalang it's never too late, too late na magpatuli. Maliban kasi sa ayaw niyang maglihim sa kanyang partner, nahihirapan na rin daw siyang umihim.
Sa tingin ko po, matutulungan po ako ng KMJS na ma-operahan. Gusto ko pong magpatuloy.
Nitong Biyernes, sinamahan si Mark ng aming team sa isang espesyalista. Naalaman na meron palang kakaibang kondisyon ang kanyang ari.
Tawag namin dyan, phimosis, hindi yan na normal. Kasi maliit kasi yung butas na ng-urethral opening. Kaya nahihirapan talaga siya umihi. Ang usual na ginagawa namin is circumcise para lumuag yung urethral opening.
Okay lang ba ngayon sir na circumcise?
Okay lang po. Laban.
Free naman namin, pati yung gamot.
At sa araw na ito, sa wakas, si Mark tutuliin na.
Sobrang saya po kasi sa wakas natupad na po yung pinapangarap ko sa sarili ko.
Pero sa linggong ito, naging laman ng balita, isang 10 taong gulang na bata mula Tondo namatay di umano dahil sa namatay dahil lang sa tuli. Susunod na. Ang pagpapabinyag ng mga batang lalaki patawid sa kanilang pagkabinata. Pero anong nangyari sa bata sa Tondo, sa Maynila, na ang pagpapatuli naging mitya ng kanyang pagkamatay? Maraming bata takot magpatuli, pero mas marami ngayon ang nangangamba dahil sa lumabas na balita sa ito.
Isang nagpakilalang doktor ang nag-opera sa bata na bigla umanong nangisay matapos ang pagtutuli.
Na isang 10 taong gulang na bata mula Tondo namatay di umano dahil sa tuli. Habang nakabakasyon, sinamantala na raw ni Marge na ipatuli ang pangalan niyang si Nathan.
Gusto niya po magpatuli. Kasi po, nagbibinata po eh.
Hanggang nung Sabado, may nakita raw siyang post ng isa niyang kaibigan sa Facebook na itago natin sa pangalang Cora.
Facebook friends lang po kami, hindi po talaga kami magkakilala. May tanong po ako sa kanila kung po pwede po ako magpatuli ng anak ko. Ang sabi niya po sa akin na price, una po 1.5. Tapos nagtanong po ako sa kanya kung po pwede pong 1.2 na lang.
Nung nagkasundo sa presyo, si Marge agad ipinatuli ang kanyang anak sa isang lying-in clinic nang nakausap niya online. Nagpakilala ang di umanong doktor na itago natin sa pangalang Merlinda. Si Nathan, dinala raw sa isang kwarto.
Natanong ko po ako sa anak ko kung masakit po yung tuli. Ang sabi niya po sa akin, hindi. Siyempre, di panatag na po ako. Lumabas na po ako ulit para umupo.
Pero pagkatapos ng procedure,
nanginginig na po yung anak ko. Sobrang hindi na po siya makausap. Siyempre, natakot na po ako. At sabi ko, Dok, bakit po ganito yung anak ko? Sabi po sa akin, doktor tsaka assistant, normal lang daw po yun. Kasi groggy daw po yung anak ko. Wala po yung kulay ng anak ko eh. Kaya po nag-desisyon na po ako na dalhin na po sa ospital. Sinabi na ng doktor na wala na po talaga yung anak ko. Sobra po. Naiiyak. Sobrang sakit. Hindi ko po yung naisip na dahil ako sa tuli mo. Ang batay ko yung anak ko na ganun na. Nandun po sila nung namatay sa ospital ni Doktora po. Nag-sorry pa po sa akin.
After the incident, pinuntahan ng City Epidemiology Search and Surveillance Unit. They found out na sarado na ito. According to our investigation, hindi siya doktor.
Wala mga kabataan dito sa amin. Sa kanya nagpapatuloy. Alam ko po, midwife po siya. Hindi po allowed ang mga midwife na magsagawa po ng pagtutuli. Ang pwede lang po magtuli ay mga lisensyadong doktor.
inaasahan na anumang araw lalabas ang resulta ng autopsy para malaman ang tunay na sakit ng kanyang pagkamatay. Pero si Marge, may hinala.
Pili ko po yung doon po sa dinurok na anesthesia po eh. Kasi yung anak ko po, hindi niya naman po in-skin test, hindi niya rin po tinimbang. Yung assistant po, ang sabi na ang dinurok po is 20cc sa 10 years old. Ang allowed po sa kanya na lidocaine ay nasa 4cc lang po hanggang 9cc. Kung sakaling totoong 20cc ang anesthesia natin, maaari po itong magdulot ng lidocaine toxicity ay pwedeng umakyat sa brain natin at mag-cause ng convulsion, maapektuhan ang puso natin at mag-cause po ng heart attack.
Sa kalagitnaan ng aming pag-iimbestiga, nalaman naming si Merlinda minsan na palang hinuli dahil nagpanggap di umanong doktor.
Mery ng CIDG Intelligence Unit at Anti-Fraud Division ang klinika na ito sa Balot sa Tondo, Maynila. Nakatanggap sila ng reklamo na ang nangangasiwa ng klinika nagpapanggap umano bilang doktor.
Ito po yung doktor na nagtuloy po sa anak ko.
Marami kasi pwedeng ikamo sa kanya. Reckless and food that's resulting in homicide. Pwede siyang asuhan ng falsification of documents. At kapag tayo po ay mag-a-avail ng services ng isang doktor, maganda po i-verify natin ang kanilang lisensya. Nasa PRC website naman po yan.
Gusto ko po siya makulong para makamit ko yung hustisya ng anak ko. May libing po ng payapa.
Imbestigahan namin, but then number one yan is the autopsy. Malaman namin yung cause ng death. Isipin na namin siya kung anong procedure ang ginawa niya.
So actually, hindi naman siya required. Pero recommended siya for bleaching para mas madaling malinis.
Ang pagtutuli naman po ay isang safe na procedure. Ito pong kaso na to ay isolated case lamang. Wala naman po kayong dapat ikabahala. Sobrang lamig po niyan eh. Lord, bakit po anak ko? Bakit sa promise mo po ba? Nagtaon pa lang po yan eh.
Sa Pilipinas, ang pagpapatunay ay tinuturing na simbolo ng kalinisan, isang lakbay mula pagkabata at pagiging ganap na lalaki. Kaya kung pipiliin ang patuloy, siguraduhin lisensyadong doktor lang ang lapitan para iwas disgrasya at siguradong ligtas. Pamilyang lumipat sa Cavite mula sa Samar, binubuntutan di umano ng mga nuno sa pulso. Napapagtabi-tabi po raw ang mga bumibisita sa bahay na ito ni Mery sa 13 Martires, Cavite. Sa loob kasi nito ay tumubo napakalaking pulso. Ang pulso, halos sakutin na ang isang sulok ng bahay ni Mery. Nasa 2 metro ang lapat nito at nasa 5 talampakan ang taas. Mula Samar kung saan sila dati nakatira. Sumulpot din sa nilipatan nilang bahay sa Cavite.
Saan ka po magtayo sa bahay? Ang Diyos mo po sa Sila mga dalawang progress kami. Inaayos mo. Ay, sa ito.
Kaya ang pulso, ginawan na lang nila ng sariling kwarto. Para wag daw silang gambalain ng mga pinaniniwalaan nilang nakakasito, mga nuno. Pero sa kabila nito, kung ano-anong nakatwang karanasan pa nila, nararamdaman ni Mery sa kanilang tahanan. Habang ini-interview nga si Mery ng aming team, bigla siyang naluha.
Alam ko tumipigil. Kakaiba ng mga maramdaman pa rin.
Ano ang nakita ni Mery?
Saktin po.
Nagsimula raw ang mga kakatuwang karanasan ng kanilang pamilya sa dati nilang bahay sa bayan ng Garak taon 1996. Ipinagbubutis lang po ni Mery ang ika-5 anak niya na si Rachel. Nung sumulpot ang unang bunso sa kanilang kubo. Kuto ni Mery ang bahay raw ng hindi mga maliit na nilalang na ito ang kanyang anak.
Hindi ka talaga ng bahay. Narinig mo sila ng bata. Sa tao ng tawa, mga iluti sila, hindi naman sila nahanap eh.
Para ilayo si Rachel sa mga di-umano nilalang na kumpulsionada sa kanya sina Mery at Alsa Balutan.
Nililipat kami doon sa Katbalugan. Pagdating namin po, kaya kami sa bata. Bigla lang magkasakit. Kaya na nga sa ospital, parang mga kanya sa doktor. Sabi mo na lang, hindi nag-aalaga.
Hanggang sa nangyari na ang tinatatakutan ni Mery, ang anak niyang si Rachel, binawian ng buhay.
Nagaling na daw na umalis kami doon, umalis daw yung bata. Kasi parang kanila daw yung inaangkin nila.
Para makalumot, sila Mery muling lumipat ng bahay sa Cavite. Pero sila hindi lang silang pinapantanan ng mga tinatakasan nilang maliliit na nilalang. Sa kanila kasing kubo, may sumulpot muli, pulso.
Ako sa akin, ang sabi sa akin, bakit daw kami umalis doon? Sa akin, ito lang
Hanggang sa hindi na lang daw sa panaginip ang mga ito nagpakita. Nakipag face-to-face pa di umano ang mga ito kay Mery.
mahaba ang tenga, at wala ko
Ang mga pangakbang karanasan ni Mery, ipinaalam niya sa kanyang mga anak.
Binibenta ko lang po nung kasama paano mabalik ko sa nasa isip na ako na mabalik sa atin niya. Kaya hindi ako naniwala.
Pero kalaunan, bilang nakumbinsi na rin si Corazon.
Kasi wala po tumira kami dito. Para po lagi po may tumutulong sa amin.
Hi, who are you? Good evening.
Pagkataas ng mga balahin mo sa akin na talaga. Doon po sa marami sila ay nakatabi lang po yung marami dito. Sila nag-uusap-usap na ang diliit po ng boses nila.
Ang kinababahala ni Mery na nagsimula na rin daw pagbiskitahan ng mga ito ang isa pa niyang apo.
Naglalaro din sa ating gaya ng nangatal.
Eh, gusto ko po umalis. Dito lang po talaga na yung binigay ng papa ko sa akin. Na bahay.
Pero sinusundan na ba si Mery ng di umano, nuno sa pulso?
Kahit saan kami magtayo ng bahay, ang Diyos ang punta ng puso.
Totoo rin nga bang hawak na ng mga nuno ang yumaong anak ni Mery na si Rachel?
Kasi sa talaga ng bata, gusto nila ang pagkakalan. Parang may kumipigil. Baka ito yung mga makalagay ko lang.
Ano ang kanyang nakita? Para imbestigahan ang kakatuwang karanasan sa kanilang tahanan, ayon na rin sa hiling ni Mery, humingi siya ng saklolo sa paranormal investigator na si Ed Calwan.
Pero sa lulong sa akin ng ganito. Pero siya kinahangkin eh. So, kaya ko hinahangkin siya. Parang meron siyang gusto niya kanya.
Ang tumpok-tumpok na teorya ng pamilya, magkakalinaw na.
Pag ginawa ko kita, lahat ng makikita mo sasabihin mo na. Kung natakot,
Sa aming pagbabalik. Paniniwala ni Mery, hawak ng mga nuno sa pulso ang kanyang yumaong anak.
Parang may kumipigil. Baka ito yung mga makalagay ko lang. Bakit ganito? Ilagay ka talaga sa akin. Hindi mo naman nagpasisipan ako. Malaki na siya eh.
Para mabigyang linaw ang mga kakatuwang karanasan ng mag-anak, nagtungo sa Cavite ang paranormal investigator na si Ed Calwan.
galit. Pero sa lulong sa akin ng galit. Pero siya kinahangkin eh. So, talaga may inaangkin siya. Parang meron siyang gusto niya kanya. Hindi siya taga rito. Hindi siya original na lang dito. Sumama lang sa inyo.
Opo, totoo po yun. Totoo po yun.
Pati mo bang ikaw ang sinusundan? May pitik sa ulo. Galit siya dahil umalis kayo. Meron kayong, hindi pwede na inaano. Sigurado meron kayong mapagkasunduan ito. Hindi mo lang ano sa panaginip, kahit sa panaginip po.
Hindi mo nga palatin sila.
Kaso, may sinasabi kasi siya na
Ano po sa
hindi ko daw po siya pwedeng iwanan. Kasi, may pinangako kami na yung totoo sabi mo sa akin. Sa panaginip niya, hindi niya kayo niyayaya sa lugar niya.
Yayaya po.
Sinasama niya kayo. May mga ipinapakita sa inyo, no?
Bali, binibilin niya po ako sa pamilya ko.
Pinapalit kayo.
Apo.
Pinapalit kayo ng ginto.
Apo. Ang una po muna gusto nilang kunin. Yung pong si Nika, yun ang gusto nilang makuha. Apo ko na po yun. Ako po ang lumalaban. Ako po ang kumontra sa kanila.
Hawak ka dito. Hawak ka dito. Hindi, hawak ka lang. Ako bahala sa'yo. Hawak ka. Paano yung naririnig mo salita?
Parang malaking boses po, malaking boses po, hindi ko po maintindihan.
Pero iba yung lingwahe. Tama ba?
Opo.
Kaya sagot mo hindi.
Po,
Sabihin mo hindi.
hindi ko pwede hindi. Lamig lang po. Nakakatalita po.
Totoo nga po bang hawak po nila ang anak ni Ma'am?
Posible po yan. Kung katawan natin na tao, itong katawan natin, itong corporeal, hindi ito pwedeng makapasok sa kanilang mundo. So yung kanyang spirits, kukuhanin nila, dadaling nila doon sa kanilang dimension at bibigyan ng panibagong katawan. So tayo naman ngayon ang nag-o-open ng kontrata o kasunduan sa kanila na makikiusap na sana tigilan nila.
Ngayon at least naging malinaw na kaya pala ganito ang pinagdaanan namin. Salamat ng marami kay Sir Ed.
Sana po din ako kami gandalain.
Pero sa punto de vista ng siyensya, ano nga ba ang laman ng tumpok na lupang ito?
Termite kasi natural lang naman yan na nagagawa ng kanyang colony. So, nagkataon lang sa daming nilipatan niya siguro, merong nagbuo ng mahal.
Sa nangyayari kasi sa mga taong may trauma, naghahanap sila ng dahilan kung bakit nangyari yung mga bagay-bagay na yon. So minsan, sa paghahanap nila, kumakapit sila sa isang bagay na parang mukhang imposible. Like yung nakikita na dahilan kaya namatay ang isang kapamilya dahil doon sa punso.
Sa kabila nito, si Mery wala raw planong gibain o sirain ang punso. Sa ganitong paraan lang din daw kasi niya nararamdaman na ang yumaon ng anak, pero hindi pa rin nandyan lang sa kanyang tabi.
Hello, Rani.
Mahal kita, Elisha. Sobra. Mahal kita, I miss you.
Thank you for watching, mga kapuso. Kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video ito, subscribe na sa GMA Public Affairs YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit the bell button for our latest updates.
Feel the melody that surrounds.
Let's grow it. Sun's Up Strong and Long with aloe vera, biotin, and castor oil for hair that's 3 times stronger and vitality and strong and long. P.Gloiser, Sun's Up.
And I could see a trail of blood, and it just gave me a sinking feeling. I knew right away that this was going to be a bad scene.
I'd seen suicides, I'd seen people disfigured in auto accidents. This was kind of the over the top.
I kind of went into right out of the grieving mode, into the panic mode of, where are my kids?
There was so much anger. I mean, he just hit like he couldn't kill them enough.
He's a boogeyman. He is a smart, intelligent, manipulative killer.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a sleepy town known for its rugged beauty.
People that come here because they love the lakes, they love to fish, they love to hike. It's a place that makes you feel safe.
But on May 16, 2005, Coeur d'Alene loses its innocence in the wake of the most brutal crime the area has ever seen. It's an ordinary Monday afternoon when local police receive a call from a man named Robert Hollingsworth. He's just come from a neighbor's home where he noticed what appears to be bloodstains splattered across the front door.
The door. Somebody came through the door.
Not sure what to make of the strange report, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department dispatches a deputy to check on the residence of Brenda Grody. She lives with her boyfriend, Mark McKenzie, and her 3 children, 13-year-old Slade, 9-year-old Dylan and 8-year-old Shasta. It's a family that Deputy Moyer knows well.
You know, I drive by and Dylan and Shasta would come out to the car and I give them sheriff deputy stickers and they want to look in the patrol car and see the lights.
But the moment he arrives at the Brony home, he can tell that something's not right.
It was very calm and still. There was kind of an eerie stillness about the residence. And as I walked up to the front door, I saw the blood on the front door. There was a smell of odor that, if you've been in law enforcement long enough, it smells like death. And as I walked around the back and saw a smear on the back door of blood, and the door was ajar. And that initially just sent a chill down my spine. My senses kind of went up. And I took a little more precautions. You know, I called for another unit to come back me up.
We walked up to the front door, and I looked into the front door, and I could see a trail of blood. It just gave me a sinking feeling. I knew right away that this was going to be a bad scene.
Investigators enter the home cautiously with guns drawn.
I turned the corner, and there was what appeared to be a young male, face down, female, face down. It appeared to be they were bound, and their heads were mutilated.
And then I saw the man. I saw the man laying on the floor. And I could see that he too had been bludgeoned multiple times in the head and had suffered severe head trauma.
The three bodies were placed, one next head to toe, head to toe, head to toe. Mark McKenzie, Brenda Groney, Slade Groney, all bludgeoned to death.
And I remember thinking to myself, my God, this is a mother. No, this is a mother who has been tied up and murdered right here along with her own child. And how horrific that was.
I'd seen suicides, I'd seen people disfigured in auto accidents. This was kind of over the top. I really hit home, hit my heart. It's hard for me not to get emotional. You don't prepare for that in law enforcement. But I still had to reach down and say, you know what, I gotta do my job. I've got kids in this house.
As we moved through the house, there was bloodstains virtually everywhere in the house. In every single room, on every wall.
Officers perform a thorough search of the remaining rooms in the house, including Dylan and Shasta's bedroom.
There was blood in there, and I just remember thinking, oh no, not the little ones, not the little ones.
We began to wonder if possibly if they had been the same fate as the others in the house, their bodies could have been disposed of in another way.
But after scouring every corner of the property, the youngest Brody children are nowhere to be found.
We wondered if possibly that they had fled out into the woods here.
I went over to the creek area, which is over here to my left, and called their names out. Yeah, that's Dylan. I got no response. You get kind of a panic feeling in your heart. You know, we have mountain lions and all kinds of different critters running around here. I wouldn't want my little ones out there.
But an initial search of the surrounding area turns up no sign of the missing kids. With nightfall fast approaching, investigators know they're going to need all the help they can get. So the county sheriff reaches out to the Coeur d'Alene division of the FBI.
Our first motivation was we now have 2 missing children. That changes the game. And that's when we really start activating resources, additional agents. The first clue that jumped to mind was were the kids staying with their father? And that was the first door we knocked on.
But Steve Brody seems as shocked and puzzled as everyone else.
You know, that I obviously had one dead child. I knew that there were 2 missing, and that just changed the aspect of everything. I kind of went into right out of the grieving mode into the panic mode of, you know, where are my kids?
We checked with friends.
Fifth Estate. We're in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec, where we joined the search for Liam Tolman.
I'd say like an hour went by where I didn't really see him.
After a day on the slopes and a night out, the 22-year-old from Whitby, Ontario, vanished.
Listen, we need to talk to the police, we need to talk to the resort, like, you know, we don't know where he is, right?
Almost a year later, his disappearance remains a total mystery.
So that tower has a camera, but it's not very clear. You can't see this far.
We retrace Liam's steps with his mother and track down some of the last people to see him that February night. No bad feeling.
Liam is super relaxed. He's just a chill guy.
His loved ones were surprised by the resort's response.
They want Tremblant to be seen as a fun place to go ski, and that's what they care about.
As the trail goes cold, speculation takes hold.
Something happened here that's criminal.
But the crucial question remains, what happened to Liam Tolman? I'm Marie-Maud Denis, host of Radio-Canada's Enquête. This is the Fifth Estate.
My name is Kathleen Tolman. I'm coming from Boston Lake, Ontario, and I'm driving to Mont-Tremblant. My son, Liam Tolman, has been missing since February 2nd. I'm back in Mont-Tremblant to spread awareness on Liam being missing and put the pieces together to find Liam and bring Liam home.
Nothing to suggest that anything but fun lay ahead on Friday, January 31st last year. 3 friends, a road trip, and a weekend skiing. Most excited of all, Liam.
Girls excited to get there, getting hyped for the hill.
The hill was Quebec's Mont-Tremblant. And after 5.5 hours on the road, these Whitby boys were ready to be wowed.
And then it just opens up, and then there's the hill with all the cabins on the side of it, and then the mountain just goes up. And it's a pretty big eye shock for us. We don't see something like that very often.
After checking into the room at the Tour du Voyageur, their vacation officially started. So stoked for the first run, Liam even films his brand new skis.
When we were up at the top, he was like, "Oh, this is really nice." He's like, "Take a picture of that. Take a picture of me with the signs."
We went out to dinner at the pizzeria, and then we went to Lucille's, the bar, and just had a few drinks at the bar there. And then we left the bar around 11:30 p.m. And then I went to bed that night, and then Kyle and Liam went to the club that night.
Their destination, a local favorite, Le Petit Caribou.
We got in there, we hung out for a bit, we had a couple more drinks, and then kind of split up inside the bar. I'd say like an hour went by where I didn't really see him, and then the place started clearing up. I texted him like, "Oh, where are you?" And I didn't get a response. I was like, "Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back to the room now." I woke up around like 8 something right away. I texted Liam like because I noticed he wasn't in the room. So I was like, "Where are you?"
Most likely scenario is he's probably met someone and he's gone to someone's room or house. I can't reach him at the moment because I know his phone's dead or he's asleep.
We went out to ski, and I called him like once every hour. And then after a couple hours, I was calling him twice an hour. Then I started calling 3 times an hour, and like 20 calls later, we're like, okay, maybe something is up for sure.
I think we came back to the room around 4 p.m. Wasn't in the room again. Then we went to dinner. So like that was kind of the time period where we started to get pretty concerned.
So that's when we contacted his stepbrother and we got in touch with his parents.
And then I get a call at, I think it was about 10 to 6.
Liam's father, Chris Toman, lives in Whitby, Ontario with his wife Lara, Liam's stepmother.
Yeah.
And it was from Liam's stepbrother, Ryan. And he said, and I haven't heard from him in 13 hours. And so we're like, what?
Yeah, so your initial response is like, what are you talking about, right? And then it was like, oh
Yes,
no.
but I'm
And then
washing
you were
my
like, I gotta
clothes.
call Kathleen, Liam's
Because,
mom,
I'm
and that was
leaving
the
to
next
another
call
place.
because we knew something was wrong.
As soon as I saw that he was phoning me and not texting me, I knew right away something was wrong. And my heart sunk.
And then his dad made the decision he wanted us to start telling the police.
I said, we need to talk to the police, we need to talk to the resort, we don't know where he is, right?
And I just went straight to the hotel desk and went through the procedure of filing a missing persons report.
We're on our way to Tremblant. Chris, Laura, his wife, and me got together. Chris and Laura drove, and I went with them.
And we were driving in a snowstorm. So that night had one of the worst storms. I couldn't believe how fast, but how long it felt as well.
We were in shock, and it was quiet at first, and then we were trying to figure out what's happening.
I was sitting in the front, and I remember, you had tears coming down your face. Because I know, we've talked about this, is that the other scenario was, what if my boy is in the snow, cold and alone? And, that was the worst. That was the worst one. And I knew that was going through your mind, because I remember saying, do you want me to drive?
They arrive in the middle of the night, bracing themselves for the worst. That drive would not be Kathleen's last full night. She has spent nearly a year trying to find her son. We joined her 4 months after Liam's disappearance to retrace his last known steps.
Can you walk us through what happened to Liam on this Saturday night here at Tremblant?
Yes.
So I think it starts here.
Yes, he, after the pizza with his buddies, he came with one of his buddies to the Central, and they went for a couple of shots, and then he moved on to the Caribou.
To the Caribou, which is right there.
Correct.
It's about what time when they get to the Caribou?
It was about 12.
And Liam is with one of his buddies.
Yes, one of his buddies. His other friend went back and went to sleep. He was tired from the ski day. Liam spent the rest of the night here till about 3, and he was kicked out of the Petite Caribou at 3 o'clock. And then I'm going to walk you the rest of the way as he went back to his hotel through the pathway that he went.
Okay, let's go.
So we know that he took this path and then down the main corridor here.
Okay.
We know that he was fully dressed appropriately for the weather. He had his ski jacket, hat, gloves, lined pants on. Straight right there, that's his hotel. P.Gloiser. Tower 2.
Building 2, correct. That's where he's staying with his 2 friends.
Correct.
Who at this time are already in the hotel room.
Yes. So somewhere around here, he's talking to the people, and he's pointing to his hotel, asking, and Liam continues this way. He doesn't go into the door. So he goes down here, and the last spot is up and over here, and we lose sight.
And this is the very spot where Liam is seen.
Last scene that we know of. There is one spot that's over across the road there where they've seen a shadow, in surveillance, but they can't confirm 100% that's Liam, but we can go there.
Yeah, let's go, show
Okay.
me, please.
Okay.
What was the weather like on that night?
It was minus 25, minus 30.
So it's
It was
fairly
very cold, yeah. And it was a clear sky that night. This is
like the back of the hotel?
the back of the hotel. So then if you go back through here, which is very odd, this would be really awkward to go through in the deep snow. If you go back through here, this is the loading dock. I can't see this as a natural path somebody would go to.
But it's possible.
It is possible, yeah.
And you know, he tried to communicate sometime at the end of the night. Who did he write to and what was he saying to
Right.
whom?
So he was writing to Kyle, who was out with him at the bar, but he mistakenly wrote his dad, and he wrote, it sounds like, you know, yo, meet me outside. But then after that, he phoned his Kyle, and Kyle missed
His
the
friend.
call. His friend Kyle, who was here with him, because Kyle was already sleeping, so he missed the call. I think that he was gonna go somewhere and wanted Kyle to come with him. So this is where they saw a shadow. Up in here.
So it's right next to the village.
Yeah. So that tower has a camera, but it's not very clear. You can't see this far at all.
So if it was Liam's shadow, he was heading somewhere.
Up towards this way.
And what's there?
They're all chalet condos off there.
And that's been searched.
Yes. Well, they were sent emails, knocked on doors. We had roadblocks, handing out flyers.
And there were extensive searches here on the ground.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
And nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, those are deer. Oh, look at that.
That's a good sign for us. Every time we see one like that, we think it's Liam telling us something.
Coming up, community rallies.
He could have potentially tried to climb the hill.
And the resort minds its image.
Trump wants to be seen as a fun place to go ski. And that's what they care about.
Celebrate every birthday with the best tasting dedication cakes. Red Ribbon, home of the best birthdays.
Confirm the payments.
Payment received.
QR for all your crew.
Payment received.
Payments you can hear.
Payment received.
Entering your easy era.
Gee, when she catch something, now I hear it when they pay.
Are you okay?
At first signs of sore throat, take Strepsils, clinically proven to kill viruses and bacteria, providing fast relief in 60 seconds. Put your best foot forward.
Happy 10th anniversary, Vivo family.
After Liam's disappearance, the Sûreté du Québec, the SQ, searched for him for 12 days. This is a map of the ground covered. Foot patrols are in red, canine tracking in blue, and the search on horseback in pink. The purple shows the route taken by ATV and the yellow, the helicopter paths.
L'hélicoptère était quasiment dans mon salon tellement qu'elle était basse. Il cherchait avec des piquets 5x5 dans la neige partout.
On les voyait sur des chevaux, sur des skidoo.
Residents who'd heard of Liam's disappearance felt compelled to help, like Sylvie Blais, who tried to rally support for the family.
Let's say for a minute that he wanted to go meet some other people at some after-bar party or something. Well, he could have potentially tried to climb the hill and go reach out to some of these lodging areas that you see on the top there. Go, cherche.
Yves Delvalet, owner of Mont-Tremblant Cruises, spent weeks looking for Liam.
Each morning, I go out and walk my dog for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, even more. And I do it just about everywhere in the area. But from the moment I understood more about the whereabouts of this young Liam, I'm like, okay, why not aim my walks towards the potential area where he could have been maybe found, you know?
The police have a long list of questions. Where was he going? Who did he speak to? First, though, they need to build a profile of him. They start by questioning those closest to Liam.
So this is 8th grade. It was like 2016, 2015. There's Liam, there's me. I think we're like 13, 14 there.
After his parents, Shireen Kamisa is the person who knows Liam best.
Liam's my best friend. We've been friends for a really long time. We met when we were like just kids, maybe like 4 or 5 when we were at the park. And then we went to the same elementary school, the same high school.
Investigators want to know if anything made Liam especially vulnerable to going missing.
They were asking me like where me and Liam went to school, and then kind of like what we do for fun. And then they asked about like drugs, if like Liam had like any secrets, like if he was straight, which he is. There's no like financial stress that I saw from him. No drugs, like we never did anything like that, and he never told me about doing anything like that, and like he was good like mentally, and on top of that, like going on a ski trip, like he was at like a happy, really good point in his life.
It's upstairs, just straight ahead.
His mother is also looking for signs that something wasn't right in his life.
And then, here's his boxes still from unpacking his computer setup. It's a small room, but he has a great view. Yes, there was many questions through the whole process of Liam's state of mind. Liam's state of mind was, he was in a great state of mind. First, he has finished his college for engineering electronics. He wanted to golf. He wanted to enjoy golfing for the summer, and he took it a bit longer before he found his job in what he went to school for.
He has no secret life.
No. I asked his friends after to see, you never know, right? I'm his mom. I do not believe he does, but I had to investigate and ask that. And none of his friends said he has a secret life.
The answers Kathleen seeks aren't in her son's belongings. Kathleen is back in Mont-Tremblant. She just met the investigators in charge of Liam's case.
What did you learn at the police station?
They do have a clue of an automobile that they're looking into. They do have some surveillance of this automobile.
Investigators have a lead. A white vehicle seen driving late at night. Experts are working to enhance the surveillance footage. Kathleen is heading to her next meeting with the private corporation that runs the ski resort.
What do you expect from this meeting? What is your goal in this meeting?
I haven't seen anything on their Facebook or any of their social medias, so I'd like to ask him about that. Why it hasn't been out in their social medias. That's
That's a big question you
It's a
have.
big question for me, yes, and the family.
So Liam goes missing on February 2nd, and then on the 6th, I reached out to them and I asked if they could post something about Liam, and they said, like, basically, like, no, like, we're not gonna post anything.
Liam's friend Shireen is managing the family's social media, and she is angry at the resort.
I sent a little poster that I made on February 9th, like 3 days later, and they again declined. I think I asked again and they continued to decline.
And why do you think they reacted that way?
They want Tremblant to be seen as a fun place to go ski, and that's what they care about. They don't care about Liam.
Tremblant resident Sylvie Blais agrees.
On était supposés se rencontrer près de la roche, puis prendre une grande photo groupe. On pensait qu'ici, là, ça aurait été plein de monde. C'est ce qui était souhaité. Liam Tobin, where are you?
For Liam's birthday in July, Sylvie Blais tried to gather employees for a group photo to offer the family. They planned to pose in front of this rock.
Puis personne qui est venu à la rencontre.
Puis pourquoi tu penses que personne ne s'est présenté?
Ben, je sais pas, ça démontre de la peur. Tu travailles pour une organisation, t'as-tu peur de perdre ta job?
And there's more. The message had been painted over, as was the one left higher up the mountain.
J'ai trouvé que ça manquait d'empathie. C'est un message d'amour, c'est un message, un cri du cœur d'une mère qui cherche son fils.
Our team had to leave Tremblant, but Kathleen stayed behind to meet with business people in the village.
What did you learn since this morning?
I'm trying to get some surveillance videos from some of the private owners, so I can better understand Liam's path when he left the caribou.
She also picked up a few promising leads.
So I met somebody who is management in Marriott and helped me identify somebody who spoke to another person who spoke to Liam that evening.
I'll just take some notes here. So what's his first name? What's the first name you have?
Guillaume.
Guillaume?
Probably not pronouncing that right.
No, it's fine. Guillaume, yeah.
And he worked here. He's from France. He was a manager at the Marriott.
Where would he be now?
The Yukon.
In Yukon, okay.
We dig in, start looking for Guillaume, one of the last people to see Liam on the day he disappeared. Liam's father has another suggestion for us.
And there was one person that he talked to that was local, and Liam had talked to his girlfriend or fiance, and so that person approached Liam and questioned him.
Chris Toman can't stop thinking about that incident and about the man we see here speaking with Liam.
So that made us think, did he tick somebody off?
Coming up, the spring thaw reveals buried clues and a whole set of new theories.
He had cash in his wallet, it was gone. How it could have fallen out, somebody could have robbed him, we don't know.
Piecing together Liam's story leads us to Quebec City next. That's where we found Naila Dubé.
Naila, what were you doing at Tremblant at the beginning of last February?
I was working in a very high volume restaurant, steakhouse, so people would come and spend and have a good time, which summarize what Tremblant is for most people, which is really just a place where you come, you enjoy skiing and the nightlife and restaurants that come with it.
The Tremblant Resort Association, one of the bodies that manages the resort, notified local businesses of Liam's disappearance by email.
They, after the whole picture of Liam, his age, and the information that the police gave, we had a little sentence at the end of the email stating to please do not initiate any proactive communication on the subject, which is pretty shocking, I think.
And why do you think they asked the business employees not to talk proactively with the clientele?
I really do think that they try to keep it down and to let it go under silence for their image and to keep a really safe reputation.
Off camera, several other locals agreed that image appears to come first for the resort. What did you make of that when you saw that after Liam's disappearance?
So to think that so many tourists were there and maybe saw something, but were not even made aware of the disappearance, and maybe someone would have saw something but didn't think much of it in the moment and just left the resort without ever talking about it.
Okay, so it's about here.
Yes, so March 22nd, Liam's wallet was found from the melting snow in this location.
Until now, the most likely scenario was that Liam got lost after leaving Le Petit Caribou and died of hypothermia not far away. But then, one of the resort's employees found Liam's wallet, and that changed everything.
When they found his wallet, they found his ID, they found his hotel access card. He had cash in his wallet, it was gone. Now it could have fallen out, somebody could have robbed him, we don't know.
The discovery is so significant that the SQ renewed their search, focusing closely on this nearby wetland. And Kathleen began to suspect something more sinister behind her son's disappearance.
Somebody did something here. Something happened here that's criminal, and this confirmed it for me.
We all fall.
Bye-bye.